Most times when people come to New Orleans, they always ask about jazz. I love to tell them that yes, this is the birthplace of jazz, but there's a reason behind that. And I boil it down to 3 reasons. That's marching band music, that's the blues, and that's classical music. What I'm gonna do for you right now is I'm gonna tell you how New Orleans became the birthplace of jazz. Now, I ask most people, they play band instruments in school, whether that's trumpet, trombone, baritone. Would you imagine in the early 1900s, marching band music was like the hip-hop pop of its day. The United States government came out with a study in 1907 that said there was 10,000 marching bands in the United States. That meant your cousin, your brother, your dad was even in a marching band. It was the cool thing. It was like being a rapper in today's world. And with marching band music, here in New Orleans, you had this new thing called parades. And if everybody's in a marching band, you can imagine why all these new bands popping up, they want people to hear the music. What began to happen is they would have these parades, play this music down the street so people could hear it. But just like in today's world, we have young kids who don't think anything is cool. What began to happen is a little bit of a shift in the rhythm. And I love to do a little example of that. One of my favorite songs I hear during 4th of July is The Stars and Stripes Forever, John Philip Sousa. The bridge is like, dun 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 dun, America, right? Now just imagine that same song would be played all the time here in New Orleans, but there were young kids who didn't think that was hip at all. They thought it needed to be swung. So they would play that song just a little bit differently. So rather than ba 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 da 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 da, they'd play like this. Da 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 da. Ba da ba da ba da ba za da ba da, swing swing. That new rhythm began to call ragtime because it kind of laid back on the beat. So marching band music had a huge influence on jazz because these young kids began to pick up these old Civil War instruments and they began to play these popular marching band tunes.